Salutations! How you doing? So, when it comes back to, where's my... I've also got some nude artifacts. Yeah, they're not Gallifreyan, but, they're pretty cool. So, it's been a while, and, when I get to have the opportunity to talk about a discussion, anyway. So, when it comes to the show, how many episodes of the show have serial-based ones have gone missing? In a way. And this is a question we are going to figure out. But before I figure that out, I have a question for you, though. We are... for you. So, Doctor Who has a show been going on for, a long time. Back in the 1960s, a lot of episodes of the historic, beginning season of the show, with the exception of 97 episodes, are missing that aired during the show's first 6 years. What is this reason, though? Well, missing episodes are a result of the BBC erasing or reusing tapes in the 1960s and 70s. Because think about it this way, the idea of archiving wasn't really thought of as just say, we have this extra tape, just, film over top of it. So here's some that have gone missing, are still missing. The Celestial Toymaker, it was from 1965. Episodes 1 through 3 are still missing.
That's just it. That's just what we can do. Listen to me. I will make that final move.
How sensible of you, Doctor.
Go back to the trilogic game.
And if you remember, the Celestial Toymaker, this was a character that had reappeared for one of the 50th specials. So yeah, say when you think about it, oh, you're probably thinking you've seen it. Well, when it comes back to it, a lot of episodes have been recreated using animation to try to fix. Okay, so and then using some of the audio from the original episode to help form the rest of the episode. You would also have the Wheel in Space, which is a episode from 1968.
I suppose you've come for me.
You know our ways.
Yes, I thought you'd realize somebody did.
You have missing episodes from episode 1, 2, and 4, and 5. And if you're wondering episodes 4 and 5, well, think about it this way. Back during the classic era, we had what was known as a serial. And yes, I know you probably think well, okay, I know this. But for some folks that are probably a bit younger and probably have been watching the more modern era, serials were a longer format for an episode in which you would have the story continuing in a way. You would also have say the episode The Highlanders from 1967, which is totally missing, which is also a Patrick Troughton story. Then you would also have episodes The Myth Makers from 1965, which is just where is it? It's completely, this is totally. What was this one was about? Well, the first Doctor and his companions Vicky and Stephen land in Troy during the Trojan War, and Doctor is captured by the Greeks and forced to formulate a plan for taking the city.
Where's he off to now? It's a fine time to go looking at the view.
After all, that's why he went out there, to find out where we are. Anyway, that man looks quite friendly now. He's probably showing him the way to the nearest town.
I wonder.
While Stephen and Vicky are captured by the Trojans and forced to devise a means of banishing the Greeks. Then you would have, episodes like The Crusade.
I thought something like this would happen, child.
Can't you tell her?
That she's going to get married? Of course not.
But can't you drop her a hint or something? She's furious. We can't afford to make an
I
enemy
have
of her.
no desire to upset the king, dear.
which was from 1965, and episodes 2 and 4 are missing. So what one was this episode about? Well, it had, like, Ian Chesterton and Bob Wright and Vicky arrive in the 12th century Palestine during the Third Crusade and find themselves entangled in the conflict between King Richard the Lionheart and Salad. And they also meet King Richard's sister and Salad's brother as well. And you would also have other classic episodes like Marco Polo, which was from 1964. One thing is that this episode is completely totally missing. What was this a bit about? Well, it's set in Yuan era China in the year 1928, where the Doctor and his granddaughter Susan and her teachers Ian and Barbara Wright meet the Italian merchant explorer Marco Polo and Mongolian Emperor Kublai Khan. So what happened to this episode? It received generally positive responses from critics and was sold widely overseas, but it was raised by the BBC in 1967. The entire serial is missing as well. So the serial received later print adaptations and soundtrack releases using the surviving audio. So, like, one of the episodes that is, like, extremely, when I say this, missing, is the Daleks' Master Plan. It's from 1965 to 1966. Missing episodes are episodes 1, 3, 4, 6, 9, 11, and 12. And Mission to the Unknown, it was 1965, and it's missing now. And this was also an episode with the First Doctor. In this episode, the Doctor and his traveling companions Stephen Taylor and Katrina become embroiled in the Dalek's scheme to design the ultimate weapon. They're joined by Brett Varner and Sarah Kingdom. But how did this one go missing? Well, it received a large number of 9.35 million viewers across its 12 episodes, an increase from the other serials, but lower than the previous year. So everything that happened was that the, reviewers praised direction, editing, and writing, but criticized the serial's length. And they say like there was a bit of deficit sequence as well. The serial's videotapes were wiped by the BBC in the late 1960s. 3 episodes were subsequently discovered and released on DVD, but the rest remained missing, besides audio recordings. So this is a case in which, like, say, okay, they could, like, remake it using, like, animation, but at the same time, like, I'm starting to understand, like, say, yeah, like, why the idea of, film preservation, television preservation is really big in the fact, like, say, hey, once it's gone, especially from an era, like, say, where, okay, we'll just reuse the same tape over again, and then you go back and look like, and then, like, say, wait, what have we done, and all that. So, yes, what is a show from the show that you look back and go, wait, okay, I've seen this, but at the same time, you go and say, darn, where's the rest of it? Because, you've seen part of it, but you haven't seen the rest of it. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like it'd be fun to, like, if possible, trying to at least, like, watch some of this, and then, like, in a way, like, one of these. Yeah, because, well, we're looking at one of, like, say, an episode that has not really aged well. Coming soon. Yep. See ya, though!